our cultural coordinator, JJ Lavallee.
Okay, here's a good Métis tune called Big Bear, written by John Arcan, I believe.
Great job, Renee. Playing fiddle music. Where are you playing from tonight? Joining the show?
Oh, I'm from Terrace, BC.
All right. You don't have your backup today. Where's your guitar player?
No, he was occupied. He's got another place to play.
Oh,
Usually he's free on Thursday, but not on Wednesday.
Okay, excellent. Well, now to our cultural coordinator here, our Mr. JJ Lavallee. It's JJ. You look, you got a great backdrop there today.
Yeah, we got the old caribou hide jacket there.
And I see a sash.
Sash. We got the two guitars ready to go.
There you go.
Fiddle.
All right, what are you going to start us off with for this show?
Oh, the good old St. Anne's Reel.
Two, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow, right on, JJ. Well, that got the old toast tapping on my end anyway. So
All right.
awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's great. Well, hey, and the volume's perfect. You came in perfect. That was awesome. We've seemed to never seem to the monkeys in the sound system always never seem to want to work for us, but it was great.
I'm set it and forget it. Don't touch
right.
it.
Yeah, no, the second I start touching and things go wiry, but yeah, great to have you on the show, JJ. Well,
Thanks.
tonight
Nice
we're
to be
gonna
back.
we'll be would you guys get your next songs ready? A couple quick things I think I want to touch on. So I've got online with us tonight, Drake Henry. He's obviously a relation of mine. So Drake, we're really happy to have you here with us this evening. What we wanted to let members and partners and those of you that are watching tonight, we continue to make, I call it sometimes quiet progress. And the board and our organization continues to, advance how we're developing as a provincial organization, how we address governance, how we get ready to continue to build our human resource structures, to implement programs like we have this last year, right? We had a very successful year. We're now entering into April 1st, 2022, 2023. So we're into the new fiscal year. But what we've been doing the last month, especially focused on, I want to thank our office manager, Sherry Daniels. We've been realigning our office space, and tonight part of what we want to do is give you a bit of a new office tour. Now, not everyone, we know, because of COVID and coming out of it, there's still travel limitations for some people. But we wanted you, our members, our partners, to see our new office. It's still not quite fully set up, but we feel it's time to share sort of those insights. So Drake, do you want to start walking us through the new office for everyone online tonight? So Drake, are you there? You're on mute, Drake.
Yep. Oh, sorry. Yep, I'm here.
All right. So where are you starting us with, Drake?
Starting with the main entrance of the new office space, the BC Métis Federation.
So as we see to the right, this is where our membership office sits. As folks know, we've been expanding. We've had lots of new members. This is our membership clerk, Angel Fisher, and she also helps out with Coast Guard. So Angel's done a really nice job getting up her new office set up, nice and bright. Maybe just turn around the other way, Drake. We've got before you go in, just to your left there, to your left. Yeah, and that's just another office. We have a new building, so literally you can see we haven't even got the windows in yet. We just moved in fresh this last 2 weeks. That'll be another sort of office or a meeting space that we're going to finish converting in the near future. Just maybe go ahead a little bit, Drake. Maybe to your left now. You want to say any words, Drake?
I thought you were the tour guide today.
No, you're live. You're on scene.
Yeah, this is our finance office. So our finance clerk and our amazing Petty Fisher dwells in. They do
Yeah.
all of our accounting, all of our auditing for all of our activities we do.
Perfect. Now we want to go up to the next office.
Well, first I'll show the kitchen area.
Yeah.
It breaks. When I
Yeah.
share some amazing job making sure this all looks great.
Yeah.
This is Mr. Henry's office in here.
Yeah. There's a lot of pictures in there. I think I see you in there and your brother, but that's my office. So yeah, very happy with that office. This is going to be the Métis Health Office, if you will. We're setting up health research, and part of what we've been doing is meeting with different provincial ministries. So that has become a new space for us, and we'll be getting that all set up in the very near future. And what do we see here, Drake?
This is Mr. Joe Desjarlais's office.
The director of research, and as you can see, he's put 2 plants and a picture up, so he's definitely getting it all set up. I've been teasing Joe. His job is he's not an interior designer, but we'll give him a show. Hopefully he keeps it going. Next office over, Drake.
Yeah, this is Jeannie Cardinal's office here.
Yeah, the director of Michif language. So she's still setting up. We're literally just getting this all set up. So she'll be in here. Oh, look, the keys are still in the lock. It really makes no difference. There's no windows, so they can just walk in without the keys anyways.
And then our kitchen here again from the other side. And that's the finance office at the end there.
Yep. Perfect.
And
So the big thing before we go next into the next place, our board has been doing a lot of work on setting up, getting ready. We called it Project Coming Home. We've announced it a number of months ago now, but it takes a space to do that. So what the board and our management team have done is really start to prepare for this. Now the project's not ready. Our goal ultimately is to have the cultural center, a cultural center in Vancouver, where our office, this is just the provincial office to help administer our programs and services and membership support and things like that. But the next office we're going to show you is brand new, and we're still doing a lot of renovations. There's the vision of this to open in this next year. So very happy to show you the space. It's a large space here, and you can see there's still a lot of painting. That won't be green walls. But new carpeting's in. We are going to have glass doors at the front. This large area is going to become the first of its kind Métis full-time cultural center. We will populate this with a lot of, our vision is telling the story, the history of the Métis in BC specifically. We want this to become an education center. A much modified mini version of a cultural center that you might see like in Whistler if you've been to Squamsville Cultural Center, or some of you may be in other large cultural centers. That's not what this is. This is a modest area for us to start building the vision of a Métis cultural center. So we want to host school groups in here. We'll have guided tours, like just to tell stories. We plan on using a lot of AV, like I said, and digital storytelling. This will not look this way when it's all said and done. There's new carpeting in here, but we've taken the space officially. And as we know, JJ's online tonight, and JJ's office is in the back end. He'll be our cultural coordinator, as he's been doing with our culture and community work. And I don't know if his office is open, Drake. You don't need to necessarily go in there unless you really want to show his office. But JJ, are you okay if Drake shows your office?
Absolutely. I think it might be open. You can try it.
Locked.
It's locked.
Unless he has a key.
Oh,
Nope.
no, it's all right. Anyway, so we're really proud of the space. It doesn't look like much now, but I just want to show we will be working with the Métis Cultural Heritage and Cultural Society, and other partners, our board, our team, to really create an enhanced business plan for this area. We're just starting those processes now. We couldn't really move until we had the space. We've now taken possession, and we're very excited about this. So, Drake, anything else you want to add on this?
No, I'm just excited to get the space redone and get the green paint off the walls.
Yeah, absolutely. So everyone knows, like, maybe just do a quick tour of the other side of where we have existing office. So that's our new office extensions. This is about 3,000 square feet. What you see here, it's hard to tell dimensions on this, but it's quite a large area, and we're going to be doing a lot of work in there. We've created the shell. And then for the members that don't realize, we have our own boardroom in Vancouver. This is a very, it's almost like a little cultural museum in our boardroom. I thank Sherry for the work, and so many others, Betty Fisher, others that have provided cultural, a Métis iconic pieces for us, artwork. We have a number of meetings to save costs, to be honest with you, rather than having at hotels. As much as we can, we try and do everything here. But what we're trying to do is create a center where we have our offices, and we can actually have, some sort of public area for people to come learn about Métis history in BC, and not just an exhibit once in a while, but a full-time sort of location. So we're very excited about this. This is just the existing office space. Maybe Drake, just a quick way through the other. This is where our office manager, this used to be the main entrance. That won't become the main entrance anymore. And this is where Sherry Daniels works. She got a beautiful office here herself. She's been really the key administrative link for a lot of us in the organization. And, as I said earlier, we just wanted people to get a sense of, the offices that provide so much of whether you're dealing with COVID relief support, checks from finance, projects with JJ, or working with the Michif language, Renee, Jeannie, employment and training, Greg, Karen, Taylor work a bit remotely, but we've got these spaces set up for them. We do have, and I just want to remind people, Drake, if you pan back, we do have these resources, right? I've just back there in the Color Me Métis handbooks, people will know members like Erlene Bitterman from Hudson Hope. She's helped us design those Color Me Métis handbooks. We still use those. We still get asked for them. So, this was Count to 10, the Métis way. So there's a lot of resources. We have history, George and Terry Goulet, the Child of Louis Riel books, and others. Things that, of course, Mr. David Doyle and his From the Gallows, and different books he's written, of course. So we do provide that to a lot of education facilities still, and so forth. So yeah, I think that's probably, we don't need to show everyone the washroom, and we don't need to show the other offices. But Drake, I hope members watching tonight, get a sense that we've been really building this in an affordable way. The ECDev we've been working has been helping us create this community space. What we want to turn this into is a community space. Our offices are all located at 3665 Kingsway on the third floor, units 390 now to 350. And this is going to be the major centerpiece for us in the coming 6 months or so. We plan right where Drake's panning, where the door is, that'll be all replaced, 2 beautiful glass doors. It's a big part of our vision here to make this a public center, to encourage school groups to come through here, encourage our Métis people to come drop in, have exhibits, show, performances. It's modest, but it's a start, and it's more than what we've got in Vancouver right now beyond festivals and events. So that's kind of it, Drake. So anything else you want to sort of finish with? Thanks. The way you monitored this was perfect. Is there anything else you wanted to If it looks like there's no windows there, there isn't. We're just literally moving in right now, so they're putting in the windows as we speak. So it will be finished, but certainly we encourage members and partners to stop by. This is your space. You're part of our organization, and we work with our partner communities and members. But this is our collective space. It's not just us. As the board comes in, we meet on a regular basis, but this is for the operations of the organization. So, Drake, any final comments for yourself?
No, the space has been fantastic. Very well put together. Thanks again to Sherry for making the space look as great as it does. And I'm looking forward to seeing how the cultural space will turn out.
What I can say, just in closing on this, some of us that have been around building the Federation for the last 11 years, hard to believe, almost 11 years old now. It's in June, will be our 11th year of actually being operational. We started with one little tiny office in this office building, and to see where we are today, to see taking almost a whole half of a floor now, and to see
Probably this time, probably would have started something like this.
Yeah, it was smaller than that. It was smaller than that. But anyways, I'm so proud of the team. Thank you for everyone. And just members, please, this is your space. Our office is 390-3665 Kingsway. Don't be afraid to stop by, get your membership forms if you don't know how to do it online. And when this opens, we want people to come look. We really want this to become your space. And we look forward to working with our partners at the Michif Cultural Historic Preservation Society. Dale Haggerty and the team there. We've got a lot of their cultural pieces, and we're planning on creating quite an exhibit here over the next few months once we finalize the plan. So that's it. Drake, that's good enough for the tour. I want to go back on this whole note of culture. It's a good way to end, obviously, on this. So I'm going to come back to Renee and JJ. I'm going to reverse the order this time. JJ, why don't you start us off with another Métis fiddle tune?
All right, you got it.
What are you going to play for us this time?
Well, this time we're going to go with an old tune called Whiskey Before Breakfast.
Yes.
Have you ever heard that one, Keith?
Oh yeah. I've heard lots. Yeah, I always chuckle because we always say something smart, Alec, when these things come up, right? But you go ahead. I won't say nothing smart, Alec.
No comment tonight, right?
No comment.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, that was a way to get those get us back focused on culture and some whiskey before breakfast. How about you, Renee? What are you going to play for us?
I'm going to play a bluegrass tune called The New 5 Cent.
5 cent. All right, here we go. Well, that's another great tune. But you know what, Renee? What made you? Where did you learn that song, Renee?
You know, I traveled the bluegrass circuit for 20 years, and that's some of the tunes that I picked up.
Nice, nice. Well, I am monitoring comments online, so I forgot to tell people I'm trying my best to manage. If anyone has any questions, obviously we've been just focusing on culture tonight and sharing a little bit of our administrative office. But you know, I was searching through things and I found this really cool video that I have to show everyone because it's pretty cool. I think you might recognize who's in this video. I found it fascinating to see this video, so I just have to show it for everyone here.
Well, here's a little story I'm passing to you about the coolest darn family that I ever knew. They could cook up a storm and throw a party. Well, they called them the Lavallee. They called them the Lavallee. Well, the story begins a long time ago. Well, my grandma and grandpa and old Uncle Joe, they never had much money, but take it from me, they had the greatest hospitality. Oh yeah, the greatest hospitality. Well, they must have loved kids, if you know what I mean, cause they started with one and ended up at 17. They had the kind of tough times that I would dream, but they still remain a family. That's true. They still remain a family. That's why I'm proud to be a Lavallee. That's true. I'm proud to be a Lavallee.
So I have to ask, JJ, how old were you in that video?
17.
17. Yeah, you look extremely young in that video, my friend.
I was a long time ago. I started
As soon as-
laughing as soon as you showed it.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to surprise you, but I was
No,
looking-
that was funny. That was good. And everyone was teasing me that day because we were in an old hunting lodge in St. Ambrose, and they were teasing me because it was really hot and I was wearing a sweater. And they're like, "How can you be wearing a sweater in this heat?"
Yeah, well, it was yeah, I was looking through just some old video stuff of Métis tunes and that, and I came across this and I was like, wow, does JJ look young in that video? So sorry, my friend.
No,
had to bring-
that's good.
That was
That's
good. Excellent.
you're reminding me of my age.
Yeah. Renee, you're lucky they didn't have video back when you were that age, because I'm telling you,
That's exactly, yeah, right, I am.
I would dig it out. Yeah. But anyways, no, thanks you guys. No, I really appreciated your fiddle music. And I just want to say welcome to some of the people online tonight. So Earl, by the way, I don't know if you're monitoring comments online, JJ, but Earl wanted me to let you know that you look old now, JJ. So there you go.
Thanks,
Oh.
Earl.
Yeah, there you go.
Just remember, you're older than me.
That's what's funny about some of that, right? There you go. Yeah, there you go. But anyways, no, I think we all sort of appreciate the work you're doing for sure, JJ. I wanted to touch on a couple other, just quickly, some items, and then I'm going to come back to some cultural music. Obviously, people love when you guys are doing your fiddle tunes and obviously sharing stuff. But obviously tonight we shared a bit of information about what's happening with the Federation. I hope that everyone has had a chance to have a good look, at the office. I want to thank Drake for showing the office. But actually, before I do that, maybe Drake, I'll ask you. Unfortunately, Kevin's not able to be online tonight. One of the of many things, right? We talk about on the show, give members update on information and items. Drake, we recently had a meeting with the provincial health office, and you were a part of that meeting. A lot of the members may not realize that a big reason why we've got you helping work with us is because you're about in the near future going to finalize your nursing sort of education, and we've been trying to build our team up from our own membership, right? So but why don't you tell a little bit about yourself, Drake, and then maybe talk a bit about the meeting we had with Dr. Bonnie Henry, and I'm going to bring up the newsletter just as you sort of segue into that. Okay.
Okay, great. Thanks for the introduction. Yeah, so hi everyone. I may have seen my face on the website. My name is Drake Henry. I actually recently finished my degree in health sciences at SFU, and then I went straight into nursing at BCIT and just about finished my first year. So that's where a lot of my background in population health and health studies comes from. So what I really wanted to, because we have so much data that we've been accumulating from all of our funding programs for all of our like our members in need and our partner communities, and we know, and we've it's been very heartwarming to hear that it's been very helpful to everyone, and there's not a single person that hasn't that we've been able to fund that hasn't been impacted greatly by the pandemic. And we want to be able to take this information and bring it to the right authorities, especially the provincial health authority, and we want to make sure that we can bring a lot of our data and all of our information up to people like Bonnie Henry to say, hey, we're a population that's been heavily impacted not only by COVID, but I'm sure we've also had these concerns even prior to the pandemic. And there's a recent study that came out from the Provincial Health Office about Métis Health. And as we were reading through it, the team and I, myself and Kevin Henry, were reading through it, and we saw a lot of things that really we didn't necessarily agree with the outcomes that they were stating, especially when they're discussing unemployment and concerns of just being able to afford food on the table. It wasn't exactly clear how well, like the paper said one thing, but then our research and who we've been talking to has been saying radically different things. And that's why I was so happy we're able to organize a meeting with Bonnie Henry, because we're able to tell her we're seeing a lot of these inequities in the data sets. There's probably the answer most likely in the middle between the two, but we need to be able to get to like a ground where our voices are being heard, and luckily we're being so far being heard by the right people. And I hope and I want to work to continue that we have our voices heard in the future too.
Yeah. Do you have any, Drake, I know you touched on it, and I've got the newsletter up. We just released obviously yesterday. Yep. And it speaks to some of that, because what you're getting at is what I guess, just for the folks online to understand. So we do a lot of different things, right? We do employment, training, procurement. We're involved with many industry projects, but we also have all these social areas, right? And so one of the things that we were administering this last year was our COVID relief support. And we had identified within our Métis population 350 sort of individuals and families that were at high risk needs. So we, as many recall, we did 3 phases of funding to those families. Most of it was around food security, and then we worked with partner communities and provided some funds for, transportation for if it was needed for healthcare needs, PPE, like obviously personal protective sort of equipment stuff, anything related to sort of COVID barriers, right? And but what we found was to put the point that Drake's making is that through that work, and what the provincial health office had done a fair amount of research with Métis Nation BC, we found that a lot of the research and the stats they were using were basically old information from census information that was, I guess, defendable from a stats perspective, I guess, with the province. From basically, I think the last time, Drake, correct me if I'm wrong, was the 2016 census was what they were sourcing a lot of the information, and those health outcomes and those assumptions and what that drives health policy, we feel was inaccurate. So do you have any tangible example you could share coming out of, say, just something like the COVID relief findings that we found compared to
one of the big ones and the trends we've been seeing with every phase is that unemployment continues to be a very large and real problem with our membership, especially through the pandemic. A lot of people that didn't have either worked in the service industry or to travel for work, and those jobs are lost. And especially if those businesses go under that those jobs are attached to, where else, like, it's very challenging to find work in that industry. And in the report that Dr. Henry released, it seemed to indicate that our unemployment status was about the same as the general population in BC. And that I really don't think is inaccurate. Like, it's just not accurate. It's from what our findings, we are looking at a population of 350 that has been like more impacted by the pandemic. So that is a factor for sure. But I don't really agree with that finding in particular, that we're like just that our unemployment is basically the same as anyone else. And those numbers did come from the 2016 census, and to be published in a paper that claims to be the recent like Métis health report is not something that I think something that should be not only corrected, but like rightfully addressed, especially from the data that we've been seeing.
Yeah, it's just to add to Drake. I did share a little bit about this on the prior show, but I'm just gonna bring it up for folks if they recall. This was phase 4. We called it. It was sort of 3 funding phases. We ended up only getting access in phase 2, 3, and 4 with Indigenous Services Canada. But what Drake is specifically, we've been tracking with the 350 at-risk individuals and families. This report outlined, it's on our website. But they're saying, for example, the employment status, they're using 1996 information, and again, this drives health policies, like maybe access for our elders to healthcare support that maybe they need because they're more at risk, access for people that have low income for all sorts of a range of public health services that we just don't see specially catered to Métis families and people in need. And so this is an example of what we're talking about. So in the report, they were quoting this correlation between the non-Indigenous population in BC and Métis, and we weren't that far off. We completely disagree. I mean, according to our at-risk families, we're talking as high as 38% unemployed. I mean, we're not even, the provincial average in BC is, somewhere in the area of about 6% or so right now. The gap between, that is huge. So it wasn't just around employment, obviously, but I mean, we just want, so what do you think is going to be important for us at the Federation to come out of those conversations with Dr. Bonnie Henry's office, Drake?
Well, what I want to see is, like you mentioned too, like I want to see us have the ability to get more like social health supports. Like, do we need more like ways, like, are people not working because they aren't able to like access like daycares, let's say? Are they unable to work because they're inadequately trained, or do they need more, like, are they on disability, or they like, there's a lot of factors that go into being employed. But if you're not employed, then you're unable to really afford groceries. And if you can't afford groceries or healthcare, then you're not going to be a healthy individual, right? So if you're unable to meet your own basic needs, then your health is going to suffer as a result. So we want to be able to tackle that. And as well, there's other facets of the report that we talked about. Food security is another concern of ours. That was something that really didn't change a lot much in the pandemic. People were still finding it challenging to, especially these days with inflation and our dollar going crazy, and gas now being a large concern, like especially during the phase 2 and 3 report that we released. One of the common concerns was being able to make it to health appointments that were out of town. If you live in, I don't know, like Terrace, let's say, and you have to drive an hour and a half to get to your specialist, clinical specialist, then how are you going to be able to do that if maybe you've suffered job loss in the pandemic and now gas has been raised, and there's tons of impacts that come into your health. So it's a very challenging conversation because it has so many pieces to it. But I want us to strengthen our relationship with Bonnie Henry and really get more accurate research moving forward. That way we can better understand like the true like health needs of our population, and then move forward with like, okay, so now we know the specific needs that they have. Now, how do we meet those needs? What do we need to do? What's like the next steps onto that?
Perfect. All right. Well, thanks, Drake, for the update. I think hopefully folks, I know I've been monitoring online. We just continue to advance the needs of and I hope our members see that we're trying to address all these issues, whether it's education, health, or whatever, right? There's complex challenges, and the biggest way to move the measuring stick with federal, provincial partners or others is to show the research, to show the data. And there's just a lack of accurate Métis data. So I guess, Drake, we'll bring you back in a future show after we I know there's a follow-up with some of Dr. Henry's staff, and we'll keep members apprised as that unfolds. Okay.
Yeah, and thank you again to all of our members that have been able to speak to us. If any of you are here, it's been really just great. Kevin, I wish he could be here, but his computer wasn't working. But he was the one making all the phone calls and talking to all the families, and it's been really great to know that we've been able to help so many people and make sure that they've been able to sustain through the pandemic. And some families have actually been like really turning around and getting a lot better. So that's really great to hear. And if you ever have any questions, my email is all over our website, but it's d.henry@bcmat.com if you have any other health related questions. And just want to thank again Kevin for all the support, and everyone else in the project team. Sherry's been an amazing help as well, and just thank you everyone for your cooperation and your allowing us to really get to know the families that been able to get to know over the past like 9 months. I think we've been doing these phases, so it's been really great to get to know those people all very well. So
Perfect. Thanks, Drake. Okay, so we're gonna carry on a little bit here. So thanks for the update. So I'm gonna call on our friends Renee and JJ, bring us back to some culture. Renee, why don't you go first this time?
Okay, I'll play a waltz called Berlin Waltz. It's a waltz that hasn't been played for a long time.
Very nice, Renee. Very nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you for that. JJ, what are you gonna play for us?
Well, since we're on waltz time, let's do an oldie but a goodie. This one's called The Black Velvet Waltz.
Oh. Is there a story behind this waltz?
I'm far too young to know it.
Okay, all right.
2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
Very nice.
Yeah, very, very nice. That's excellent. Thanks, JJ. And that's beautiful music, both of you guys. I'm gonna just move along to just a couple other updates, and then we'll come back to you guys for some little more music before we sign off tonight. Of course, we have probably another song or two, I hope, from you guys. But I just wanted to just we did release the newsletter. We just wanted to acknowledge we've been each month we've been acknowledging our team members. You know, the last few months we've been welcoming new board members. I think some of you might recall we welcomed Roseanne Forget from Terrace, and we had a new representative in Kelowna the month before. And you know, we just continue just to want to help members and people watching realize the personalities behind how we've been building the BC Métis Federation. This month, we just yesterday when we released a newsletter, we just released a newsletter. We want to acknowledge Sherry Daniels. She's been our office manager. She's been head cook, cleaner, janitor, and everything for years. And we really appreciate the work she's done to contribute to the organization. And we just want members to realize these are the kind of people that proud Métis individual, helps do a ton of work for us over the years. And and everyone knows Sherry's got her strong opinions on stuff, but at the end of the day, she's seen the good, bad, and the ugly in the Métis movement, and we really value her. And just want to hopefully everyone knows that we really appreciate having her in the organization. She's been around the Métis movement for many, many years, and she's been definitely a big help to the organization all the way through. So hopefully everyone saw it in the newsletter. The other exciting thing, though, I want to say that we've done is we've just recently launched, and I won't get into too much detail about this tonight, but in next month, I'll be bringing Joe Desjardins back on. We've launched a community-based research portal. And I don't know if folks, if you've seen it, when we send these updates out, we send them through either if you've signed up for our email distribution, you'll get this right away, or maybe you're on our Facebook and see the posting right away, or you see the newsletter online on the website, or however you get information. But we've just launched a new digital research hub to support a thriving Métis knowledge community in the Pacific Northwest. The whole point of our project coming home and the research we're realizing that we've been doing for quite some time now, there's a significant Métis history in the Pacific Northwest. It doesn't mean we have title over the lands per se that First Nations have, but Métis have been in British Columbia in the Pacific Northwest for a very long time, and the academic records have that we've been uncovering continue to show that. What we're trying to do is now take the next step in building this portal, and it'll serve as a public record of stories and findings gathered by our community researchers. So Joe's leading a process now of trying to get research partners across the partner communities and throughout British Columbia. It's a project funded through Natural Resources Canada. Basically, this is really around, as Joe says, typical research projects are about product, the outcome, and the final report. Experts are hired to extract knowledge from the community, usually to benefit others. Our idea is different. We have implemented a grassroots community-based education platform fundamental to our organization's action plan for resurgence. Part of what we want coming out of this, and I'll finish this next sentence. Our current work focuses on a better understanding of diverse and dynamic Métis kinship networks and mixed ancestry communities in the Pacific Northwest, which were not regionally limited, nor were their economies necessarily fixed to a particular resource like the fur trade or the single geography such as the Red River in Manitoba. It's not to say that those Métis aren't important, that they don't have rights, that they don't deserve to have their everything that our family, my Henry family is one of those Red River Métis. But what we've been continuing to uncover is there's a lot of Métis history in British Columbia particularly in the 1840s, 50s, 60s, as far back as the early 1800s, that families set up, they live here, they still have lived here, they live here to this day, and we have some of those in our membership because we've been getting those stories brought forward. So we want to make sure that in Project Coming Home and all the work we do, that it's that Pacific Northwest Métis understanding of who are the Métis here, what was their history here. The Project Coming Home isn't necessarily telling the story of the Red River or the Riel Rebellion or Northwest Uprising, whatever you want to call those historical events. It's about helping our Métis people connect with the history and to this land, this community, these communities across the province. So we're very excited about the Digital Research Hub. We think it's got a lot of potential for the future, and we're going to continue to provide that academic, undeniable education. And many people, including some of our First Nation colleagues, may or may not agree with that, but the academic records don't lie. And we've been sourcing it. We've been continuing to build this, and we will continue to do that. So we hope that you'll continue to follow this Research Hub project. If you want to get involved, certainly you can contact our Director of Research, Joe Desjardins, j.desjardins@bcmétis.com. All his contact information is on our website. If you go to the About section, go to the staff and contractors, you can get his email. So I would just strongly encourage people to watch for this. And as Project Coming Home comes online, we want to tell that history and story in British Columbia provide that really accurate education. Some of the other things, JJ, is there anything you want to say about the call for artists? I know you've been continuing to, we've been continuing to promote this in the newsletters. Is there anything you want to add for the call for artists section that we've been continuing to do that, work with Cassandra and things like that?
Yeah, well, we've gotten a huge amount of artists. A lot of them were out of town, and we did say when I've spoke to a lot of these people, we want to get BC artists, and that's what we really want to try and promote is our British Columbia Métis artists. And we've had a few come forward, and we will be having some at our event. We won't be releasing the names yet, but one of the artists that we are having has been to Nashville, Tennessee. He's a recording artist. I can tell you that much. And then we also have some really close friends and family that's going to be doing some work with us as well. Now, it all boils down to, time, right? And unfortunately, I've had to cut it off now that, okay, we don't think we need any more. We have a full agenda. But I did tell people that this ain't going to be the last event we're having, and we got a lot of contact information, and we do want to bring, if we didn't bring somebody over on this event, we will bring them over on the next event, sort of thing.
So two quick things on that, JJ, is you do so I know you're preparing for a big Métis celebration of our 10-year, even though we're 11 years old. Because of COVID, we delayed it a year. So hey, it's just that COVID reality. How's it looking? I know we're getting ready for a big cultural festival in August.
Yeah. Well, we've got the band lined up. We've got a full night of entertainment from youth all the way to elders. We have a bit of a comedy section. We got a person that's going to be doing some emceeing and with a comedy twist. And one thing I'm very proud to say, 100% all Métis roster. 100% all Métis roster. And I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud that we can do that at the Federation. And I'm so happy that the people that submitted took the time and they want to be involved, and I'm excited. More to come though, Keith. We can't give them.
I know. I don't want to say too much. I know we're working towards a big event in August.
Yeah.
We won't
August
say
the
when,
13th.
okay,
in
well, you
Kelowna.
said it. There you go. August 13th in Kelowna. We will be doing an evening celebration. It'll be an amazing cultural showcase of Métis talent, and
Yeah.
JP and our team's getting ready for that.
So, well, what we can say is that we're tentatively working on a schedule, and we'll be having it probably around 6:00 in the evening. We're going to have a little dinner. We're going to be showing some videos, I believe, Keith, from our past. And then what we're going to do, we're hopefully after dinner from between 8:00 till 11:00, we're going to showcase British Columbia artists. And then at the end of the night, we're going to do an old-fashioned dance where the band's going to play. And if people want to dance and waltz and jig and two-step, and we'll end it the way we know how.
Perfect. So mark that in your calendars, August 13th, Kelowna. We want to see you there. There's limited space. We will tell you that because of COVID isn't quite fully over. And so we've already been given some limitations with the
and venue is to come. We'll let them know the venue too soon.
Venue's getting ready. So we'll get ready for an evening and evening dinner and event we want all Métis to come out. Now, Renee,
I sure hope Rennie comes.
Well, me too. Me too. The VP's got to be there. but Renee, before that event, you're working on event in Terrace, right?
Yes, we are. I guess it's a sort of a rendezvous and a Métis language workshop that we've been working on for the past year. And it's coming along pretty good. And hopefully we have it all set up for July 8th, 9th, and 10th.
July 8th, 9th, and 10th. Well, I'm looking forward to heading up there.
Good.
I can't wait to see the Métis members, and I'll be up there. I've made that commitment to you guys. I can't wait to see the community and people up there and celebrating culture. And I'm very excited, Renee. I can't wait to be up there in July.
Yeah, we're all looking forward for a good event, and of course the Métis language is the daylight of our work here. So we're all looking forward.
Perfect. Okay, guys, I want you to get ready for your next songs. we're kind of getting to the end of the show, but JJ, I'm going to go with you first this time. What are you going to play us?
Well, it's a tune called Down Yonder.
Okay.
Yeah, but I always make fun, but in Michif, it's
Yeah, that's so funny.
all right. Here we go. Down Yonder.
1, 2, 3.
Right on. Good.
Excellent. All right. Renee, you're up. What are you going to play for us?
I just thought of an old tune that I used to listen when I was 4 and 5 years old called Put Your Little Foot.
Very nice, Renee. Very nice. What was that? How did you said you thought of that? How did
Oh,
what?
that's nice.
When I was 5 years old, I used to listen to that when back home we had dance every month. And as long as I was quiet, I was able to sit beside the fiddle player. And I remember that one.
Oh, well, there you go. Anyways, really nice, beautiful music,
Thank you.
guys. We're coming to the end of the show here, everyone, and we just appreciate it. I hope everyone got a good insight into our office updates, the structure we're getting set up for Project Coming Home and developing a Métis cultural sort of, it is a Métis cultural center in Vancouver. We hope to see that open by hopefully sometime October, November this year. We're doing a lot of work in that. I hope you've enjoyed the Métis fiddle music and getting some insights on Métis health. There is a lot of, and of course, the digital research platform. There's a lot of things going on within the organization. We expect to be announcing a few more things in the next month or two, and we've got upcoming meetings with the province through the Ministry of Indigenous Relations and Reconciliation. So we're tackling a lot of issues right now, and it feels like it's a really good time in the organization, and we just thank everyone for their ongoing support. I will continue to encourage people to continue to get your membership. Think about it. You can join anyone you want. That's your choice. We're tackling some tough issues for our members, and some of them are just with other Métis organizations trying to say we don't have voice, and or they represent us, and that's just not the case. We stand our own 2 feet. We have several thousand Métis people we represent now, and we're proud of that. So, hope you enjoy the content we're doing on Métis Coffee Talk each month. I really thank our cultural based leaders, right? JJ and Renee, you guys have been awesome. You've made this show very real. And really help me I feel that sharing culture, helping people understand when we talk Métis culture, music is so connected with so many of our families for the Métis people. I just want to say thank you guys for the work you do every single show. I just cannot say it enough. It just I love doing the show, even though I'm busy all the time, because I enjoy listening to the music that you guys create. But I have one last little thing here. I saw Renee. I've been trying to track down a video, a picture of you. You're not a guy on the internet very much. So when was this picture taken?
You know, I don't really know. It can be not that long ago, I don't think.
Yeah, it was in the Terrace Standard. I was thinking, geez, Renee, you do not have a digital footprint out here. We're gonna have to get you some videos online. There was this one,
Yeah,
and then I don't know, remember this picture. We had you had this on your campaign brochure with the BC Métis Federation when you ran. I think it was in
right.
2014. But
Yeah, I'll have to dig some up and I'll have to send you some.
I'm gonna have to get Anna to send me some good videos or a picture of you one of these days.
Yeah, yeah, no,
I
we'll
couldn't
work
go
on
as
that.
far back. I couldn't go as far back as JJ. When I found that video, I had to ask JJ, how old were you in that video? That was awesome. So everyone, just want to say why don't we end it with one more song, one quick song each? Is that okay? Can I throw you guys on the spot for one more final song and then I'll sign us off?
Sure.
Okay, Renee, you go first.
Okay, I'll just play it. Short and sweet.
Excellent. That was very short, very sweet. What are you going to finish with, JJ? You got to give us. Oh, did we lose him? Is he there? Where's he going? Uh-oh. He's bringing out more tunes. Oh, now you're
All
on
right, we
mute.
got one.
Okay.
This tune's called Ragtime Annie.
Perfect.
2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Great way to end the show. I want to thank you everyone for joining us this evening. Please share the show, connect. Drake, thank you for being our special guest tonight, doing the office tour and the Métis health policy.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime. It's great to be here.
Yeah, that's great. And thanks, Craig, our IT guy that no one ever sees on here, but thanks, Craig, for making us all stay coordinated on doing the show properly. But want to say, look on our Facebook, like our Facebook page, share our information. We do a lot of information, news, stories all the time, and watch for the project coming home as we develop cultural events you heard about. We look forward to talking to you next month in June. But for tonight, I'm signing off now. So Keith Henry, President of the BC Métis Federation, thank you for joining me for this Wednesday, May 25th. And I hope everyone has a great evening tonight and the rest of the week. Take care, everyone.
Take care.